Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Gordon Masson, alongside my co-host that you have not seen in 2 weeks, Matt Jerry Show. Matt, welcome back. I hope you found your Dolph Ziggler shirt in perfect size that you've been looking for these past 2 weeks. And on the other side of things, I realized tonight I I think I'm gonna go to WWE Battleground and take every suplex that Seth Rollins has to take, so that way I can get a brand new Apple Watch, a new car, maybe even an iPhone 7 earlier than the iPhone 6 has come out because why not? Seth Rollins is just handing out $55,000 cars, so you never know. Maybe if I praise Seth Rollins enough good in this review, then maybe, just maybe, I'll get something in the mail. So let's start this review, guys. All right, Matt, what's up, dude?
What's up, man?
Not much. So for Raw tonight, what did you think of tonight's show?
It had its moments, but I do think there was, I guess, a little bit of filler in there. But there was some of the stuff that I thought was good was actually really good, and one match just totally stole the show. And yeah, we'll get to that.
All right. So tonight's show starts out with the I'm just gonna spend a lot of money segment, and that's basically what we get here first. So we get Seth Rollins, who comes out with the 1.5 man security team, and Jamie Noble and Joey Mercury, J&J Security, and Kane. And I'm just thinking the first this happens, this is going to be the usual. Rollins opens up Raw promo. We're going to get Rollins bragging and boasting about how he conquered Brock Lesnar last week and all that fun, good, entertaining, juicy stuff. Yes, it was that, but then it was Seth Rollins also thanking his security team and his old decrepit dinosaur, Kane, uh, for helping him take down Brock Lesnar last week. And for that, Seth Rollins gave J&J and Kane new Apple Watches. Now, I don't know if this is WWE trying to fit in with the times because they can never do that, or if this was a bunch of product placement, promotional, do we get money if we do this type shit. Either way, it was pretty funny to me. Matt, what'd you think about this?
All right, the watches part I liked. I liked the car part, but the only thing I was a little funny. Think of Kane going to Hawaii.
Okay, hold on. We'll get to that.
Oh crap! I messed it up.
No, you're good. So, next, Seth says, Kane, I have something very special for you. A trip to Hawaii. And then he brings out all these hula dancers. They start dancing around Kane. He's like, what do you think about this trip to Hawaii, Kane? He's like, Seth, he's like, I want to thank you very much. He's like, I've always dreamt of what it'd be like throwing somebody into the fire of a volcano in Hawaii, and now thanks to you, I get that thought. He's like, no, Kane, don't thank me. Thank yourself for what you did for me last week. What's the funny part about that, Matt?
It's the whole promo. That's actually kind of funny thinking about it.
See, it actually fits into Kane's gimmick. There's fire in Hawaii, and he likes throwing people in the fire.
What I wonder is, though, is his vacation after Battleground or before?
Well, next week's the go home, and I'm pretty sure Lesnar's going to be there I think next week's the go home. We got 3 weeks left. Somewhere around, I think Battleground is July 18th, so I think that's 3 weeks. And so, Kane has time to vacation. Why not?
True.
So, Kane's going to go vacation. J&J also, they had something else next. They're like, you know what? We got something for you, J&J. And they come out in a beautiful new car. Because Seth says, I seen you. Well, they didn't come out in the car. Someone came out and drove them the car. And I swear to you right now, there was a girl who, I'm going to say this now, and I'm going to try and not sound perverted with it. That dress made certain angles pop in certain places from the back. And I swear to you, before Jamie took a look at the car, the girl was bent over showing the car, like slightly. She wasn't completely like, oh my God. Like she was slightly hunched, and Jamie took a look before he took a look at anything else. Jamie, aren't you married? Oh, wait, I don't think so.
Yeah, wasn't he married to what's her name?
I don't think he was married to Nydia.
That was just a gimmick, I guess.
Yeah. But they get the car, and after this, this is basically just Seth thanking the authority and making sure they stick around and stick on his side, which after this, I'd stick to this man's side.
Oh yeah, I'll
Or
take an
maybe
Apple Watch.
maybe I just take that nice new car and drive away and keep my Apple Watch and let Seth get murdered.
Yeah,
But what kind of security would I be for that? All right. Yeah. But next, oh God, yawning. That always happens to me. And any review, even Lucha Underground ones, which have are literally stealing the show. But Katrina though. No, but next up, what do we get here? We get Big Show versus The Miz. Not Big Show versus Miz. Big Show versus Mark Henry. Oh, Matt, wake up, dude. Big Show versus Mark Henry. Cat, I know it's bad. Okay.
don't mention it. Don't talk about it. Skip that part.
Oh, yeah. This was honestly last week. You know, the story that built off of. Oh, Mark, you wanted to push me after what happened last week to you in your match. Oh well, guess what? I don't care. I want a match with you tonight. So Big Show got his match, and after his match, Mark Henry just basically jobbed. Big Show knocked him out. And to be quite frankly honest, Mark Henry, I don't even know what he is at this point.
He's so off. It's crazy. When they were a tag team, then weren't they a tag team as heels together? It got way spinned up just along the way.
Dude, I don't even know where Mark Henry stands. 1 week is a face, 1 week is a heel. 1 week is a face, 1 week is a heel. Mark, they have nothing for you, obviously, man. Just retire. Or if you want to go become a world champion somewhere, just go to TNA. I mean, they're in their dying days. Just go, let your career die over at TNA, and then come back and just become an agent at WWE. I don't know, Mark. Whatever you have to do to just, nah.
I enjoy Henry more than Big Show, though. Currently.
At this point in time, I don't really care who does what anymore. I just want all these old ancient dinosaurs to just go. Like, you're obviously past your prime. Just go.
Yeah. It's like, go help out the young stars without being on TV.
Yeah, just go become a match agent or some bullshit, or just go become a booker. I don't know what you can do. Just don't step in the ring and wrestle and waste time on Raw.
Especially if you're going to wrestle another old guy like that. It's like, you know, if it was like a Mark Henry, let's say, versus a Cesaro, and they were trying to build up how strong Cesaro is because they are the biggest guys in the company, I guess that can work. But if it's like Big Show versus Kane, no one is going to care.
At all.
Yeah.
Okay. So, next up here, we get The Miz we get Ryback running down. He attacks Big Show. Well, at least tries. I can't remember what really happened there, but that led to The Miz coming down and drive-by kicking Ryback in his face. It's he just ran out of nowhere, and then Ryback's like, you know what, we got a match scheduled for later tonight. You know what, screw that. How about I fight you now? So they come out from commercial. This match goes down. Miz gets counted out and loses here. Nothing much really to talk about here. This did nothing for me much, and I just, dude, I don't even know.
I mean, I like I've said on here before, I'm a Ryback fan, but he's not doing anything good really. It was kind of cool when he won his first title. That was pretty much all he's had. I mean, stuck in the feud with Big Show and The Miz, and it is not working one single bit.
Dude, and here's the sad thing. Miz has a lost art of being a heel. He's a heel who knows how to get 100% booed.
Yeah.
Like, you look at most heels. Owens got a huge pop when he came out tonight. Lesnar, when he was a heel, well, because when he came out, it was always a surprise, or it was always like a big fight feel or something. But it was always a big pop.
Well, when he beat Undertaker, people hated him.
Yeah,
Like, that got them heat.
it did, but I mean, like, still after that, he got pops.
True.
And Miz is a guy who knows how to get straight up booed. My problem with The Miz and what WWE does with The Miz is they give Miz nothing engaging and or interesting to do. I mean, at this point, he feels like full-time Chris Jericho.
Yeah.
I mean,
My
to
thing
like,
with go ahead.
I was gonna say, it feels like full-time Chris Jericho because, okay, this guy goes and films movies and then he comes back to the equivalent of Jericho going to perform a Fozzy and then coming back. They both come back and they both do what? Miz isn't even like on a veterans contract or whatever the Legends contract that Jericho has, like or the part-timers contract where he leaves, comes back, puts people over. Miz will leave, come back, win a championship, lose it, leave again. In this situation, Miz is left to do a movie. He came back from doing his movie with Paige, Santa's Little Helper, and then he automatically just ends up in the Intercontinental Championship picture with Big Show and Ryback. I mean, Miz just comes back from whatever movie he's shooting, and then he instantaneously gets a storyline over anybody else who works as hard in the back and is there 300 days a year when Miz takes a solid maybe 100 off to film movies.
Yeah. And not even good ones.
Exactly, they're ABC Family movies, dude.
I ain't watching that.
Like Christmas Bounty was something I didn't even want to. Oh god, I'm not even gonna get into that. Like no one realizes how much the Miz he just swindles his way into these mid card spots that others who deserve them would fit into, but yet he continues to get championship opportunity after championship. He's the mid card version. No, I'm not gonna go there. I'm not gonna go there.
Let me say my thing about the Miz. Now there's some guys that I don't like on the roster, as you guys know. I've said like Ziggler and like Cody Rhodes is up there.
Oh, you got that Dolph Ziggler show where you were gone for 2 weeks. That's why you were gone.
And even Tyler Breeze. But out of those guys, well, maybe not Cody Rhodes as much, but there's been stuff that Ziggler has done. Like, you know what, that's not bad. He's had good matches, I'll admit it. Tyler Breeze, he's had good matches in NXT. He's done some funny stuff down there.
Dempsey.
Yeah, entertaining. Miz is probably my least favorite guy in the roster, to be honest. Not the slightest thing about this guy like entertains me, and I'm not trying to hate on him all the way, even though I guess I am. I don't know what it is. I just
Dude,
don't.
you're giving your opinion. It's not even hating. It's just how you feel, and it can be factual. I mean,
There is some. I've seen some Miz fans on here, and I absolutely don't. I don't know. I don't find him entertaining, really, at all.
Miz, he is what he is, dude. I mean, it's not compared to when they pushed him in 2011 or when he was IC champ in 2012. If anybody really cared about that, because I highly doubt there are people who cared about that. I mean, his best moment in 2012 was pinning Sin Cara blindfolded, and we all know what Sin Cara was as a single star, and that just speaks to what Miz has done since he's been world champion.
The only thing that I found Miz kind of entertaining was when he was with, not really Mizdow, but it was when he was with John Morrison, if you remember that.
Oh, and they were doing the dirt sheet and all that shit. That was great.
That was funny. And, they actually had some good matches. They had a couple cool feuds. But it seems like once they split apart, you see potential in Morrison, and Miz was just... I don't even remember what happened to him after.
I don't know either. Hey, Kat, want to say hi?
I think he beat John Morrison once on a. That's a I remember. Oh, he had that feud with Cena. That did not work at all.
Well, Miz and his feud with Cena, and that went to WrestleMania, and possibly one of the
It
worst
was before.
WrestleManias of all time.
It was actually before that. That was when the feud like restarted. The first time was when Cena got injured by Big Show at I think Extreme Rules '09. No. Yes, '09. It was Extreme Rules, and
Are
when
we talking
Cena,
about the choke slam through the light?
yeah, but when he came back, he feuded with the Miz, and the Miz beat him in like these types of matches, and Cena was injured, and then it ended up Cena came back 100%, and then he beat him like twice, and then that was it. That was it, pretty much. And then after that, the only thing I remember was with him and Big Show, and yeah, that was it. As a tag team, and then
Well, if there's anything tonight that I figured we'd spend a lot of time on, I never thought it'd have to be The Miz.
oh geez,
Yeah, it's come to that. But I guess there's nothing much really here left to say. Ryback beat The Miz by countout. All right, blah, blah, blah. I'm looking through this here. Okay, so next we get Paige versus Alicia Fox. Now, see, here's another person, Alicia Fox. Never been much entertaining until they try to give her this crazy gimmick, which is what they try to do with every woman in the division last year. Because, you know, here's this sexist thing that WWE likes to do. Every woman is crazy. Have you noticed that, Matt? Every single woman on the roster is crazy. Even JBL always says it on commentary. Oh, Maggle, she's crazy. All these women in this ring are crazy, Maggle. I would never want to be involved with any of them, Maggle. They're all crazy. Like, that's...
actually, well, yeah, I did. Yeah, I do notice that. To think about it,
Like, it's just... Alicia Fox's gimmick last year was smashing beer cans in the air, and that was Stone Cold's gimmick. And it was getting mad after matches, destroying things and smashing beer cans. So her gimmick was having a temper tantrum, and her thing was she was supposed to lose for her gimmick to even work.
yeah.
What kind of successful thing is that? Oh, Alicia, you're going to get a title match because, you know, you threw a great tantrum out there instead of winning a match.
Yeah.
I mean, well, the thing is, she's not a bad performer in the ring. But, I mean, Paige went on to win this via a roll-up. I mean, there's not much I can say about this match. This match did get a commercial break in between it, I believe. And, I mean, Alicia, it was back and forth here and there. Paige to get a warm-up in. It was not really, like, it was one of those finishes where Alicia tries to roll Paige up, and then Paige ends up rolling her back up. I still believe this whole Bellas and Alicia thing leads to Sasha Banks and Becky Lynch and Charlotte coming up to stop the Bellas and Alicia Fox, because I believe that at some point here in NXT they're gonna turn Sasha babyface, and Sasha is gonna eventually, you know, it'll make sense for her and Charlotte to be on the same team against the Bellas, because they can say, you know, we put on these great matches at NXT, and they can basically say we don't get called up because the machine, like you girls, and you tell, you know, the authority in kayfabe wise, basically saying that you don't want girls like us here because you're scared that we're going to steal the spotlight from you. We're going to steal the spotlight from the veteran Bella twins. So, I mean, the story could work that way. I honestly still believe it's Sasha and Charlotte. I mean, I don't believe it's going to be a SummerSlam match that leads to this. I mean, like, it's not going to be quite yet. I fully believe it's going to be a slow build, and I did read an article that said Triple H wants to do that with them. I mean, but Matt, do you have any thoughts on this? Because I could find the exact article and read it off.
Yeah, you can go ahead. I don't actually, to be honest, don't have too much to say on this, but so are you saying that they're thinking of like doing are they going to actually do it maybe like the NXT versus WWE kind of thing? Or
Well, it's going to be Paige and two NXT girls versus the Bellas and I'm drawing a mind blank here. The Bellas and Alicia Fox.
Yeah. Oh, I was going to say that, but I was like, wait, is that who you're talking about? Or
Yeah.
And I just want to say, if that's to happen, there's no way that NXT girls are going to lose that match. Alicia Fox will probably take the pin. They'll want to protect Nikki because honestly, I think what WWE wants to do is have Nikki hang on to that title for a really long time. I personally think she should drop it to Charlotte, maybe at like Mania or something.
See, that's what I was gonna say. They're gonna have a slow build to possibly Charlotte winning it, and maybe they start something here. And if Nikki does get pinned at SummerSlam, it's by Charlotte, showing that the future is coming. But see, here's the thing: if Charlotte is to pin Nikki, like Nikki wins her first 2 title matches against her, and then Charlotte earns her way back into a feud with her.
Yeah, I see. Yeah,
But
that works.
that's my thing. But I found the article. So it says basically, this is what was cut down into. Triple H is looking to strengthen the WWE Divas division, and call-ups from NXT are finally expected to happen. Both Charlotte and NXT Women's Champion Sasha Banks have been ready. See, that's what I want.
Yeah,
Like, we've seen how good Sasha is and how good Charlotte is. I mean, I honestly would prefer Becky, but you can't get what you want.
yeah,
So, I mean, in all honesty, I'm fine with it.
yeah.
So, what do you think of the? I mean, like, when it comes down to this whole NXT women thing, do you want NXT women to be called up, or should they just stay where they are and be successful there? I mean, like people are really, 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 really like scared in a sense, and then people are like, oh, let them up, maybe they'll get some nice, strong attention.
To be honest, I am scared for pretty much anybody in NXT, whether I like them or not, because it seems like what NXT guys, other than the Shield, have gotten like, big pretty much. Like, actually, you could say Owens, but you really, he's just starting out. You never know if Vince wants to just say, you know what, screw this guy. He's not what I expected, or whatever. You know how Vince can be.
That's what they did with
So,
Adam Rose.
yeah, what was he before? The Kruger guy? He was like
Leo
kind of
Kruger.
something like that.
Yeah, it was Leo Kruger.
Then he turned him into a total joke, pretty much. It's like, look at Neville. Yeah, he's doing good, but they're not really. I don't think
You're
they're
gonna ask
making.
me what's he really doing?
Yeah, like yeah, he's done some stuff that should be a big deal, but no one's really reacting really to it. And he's the former NXT champ. It's like, I mean, I don't get it. It's like it's gonna happen to Sami Zayn when he comes up. So, or look at Bray Wyatt. What happened to him? It's like Paige too. Paige, she's big, but it seems like she'll have a big match, and next thing you know, she'll be just fighting on a Raw or SmackDown or something.
For no apparent reason.
Yeah. So it's like,
And
if they're gonna do them,
how much of a shame is it gonna be though when Charlotte is gonna be the next dancer that they revert to for Fandango again?
yeah, it's like, come on. Who are they calling up? Not Becky Lynch.
Charlotte or Sasha?
Oh, Sasha. That's who. That's who. That's the champ for NXT right now, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and she's like phenomenal in ring, and it's like they're not even. They don't care really, properly.
See, Triple H to a degree will fight for those women when it comes to being on the main roster. Like him and Stephanie both. They said they want to transcend. They want to transcend women's wrestling. Say for NXT, women main event. Like women main event the show. Like normally people look at that as a big deal. He wants to change that where, oh, the NXT women are main event tonight. Okay, cool, sweet. You look at it as if you look at, oh, Seth Rollins is main eventing Raw. Okay, that's to be expected. Like, oh, Sasha Banks is main eventing this episode of NXT. Or, I know it never happened, but Sasha Banks main events Raw. Okay, it's to be expected. Oh my God, there's a woman main eventing this show. That's how they want it looked at. Okay. So I guess basically here I can stop going my tyrant and basically just say this. In all defense of these women, I just want them to do good. I mean, I don't want to come out here and say what CM Punk said. It's going to take Vince to croak for the woman to actually get a legitimate shot. But God damn it, that may be the legitimate answer.
Yeah.
There may be truth to that.
Yeah, and it's pretty sad, but in a way,
So, man, I really don't think I just have much to say left about that. But next, let's get to the U.S. Championship Open Challenge. And basically, John Cena is a jerk when he makes his entrance. And like we know how he talks into the camera, right?
yeah,
All right, so he basically said everything commentary was supposed to say before he even gets his hands on a mic, and also cut his promo at the same time. So he comes out, he's like, it's time. He's like, the U.S. Invitational is coming up next right here on Raw. Don't touch that dial. Don't touch that remote. And then he cuts his promo and says, the U.S. Open Challenge is about to start. I'm still the man to beat. John Cena and Washington is the place to be. If you want some, come get some. The champ is here. And then he runs out of the ring.
yeah.
And then they just go to commercial. So John Cena is now a cameraman commentator. Never knew. Okay, so we get into the match. And Cena, well, not the match, the promo. Cena basically says the same thing. Never mind. I'm sorry. I'm so used to even going there. He doesn't even cut the promo. He's just waiting for who he's going to face. And then Kevin Owens walks out as if he's going to answer this a couple of weeks ahead of time, and he doesn't do it. He doesn't do it. Kevin Owens gets in the ring, Lillian announces it, and then he grabs the mic and says, you know what? I think I'll just wait till Battleground.
Yeah.
And then goes to commentary, and then sits there, and he's like, hey, JBL, I'm so glad to be sitting next to you. He's like, normally on NXT when I do this, I'm sitting next to Byron, and I'd rather be sitting next to you. And then I think this is how it went down, but I may be just getting things of what I think Kevin said or what I want Kevin to say, but I think he said after this, he's like, where's Corey? Oh, wait, wrong show. Dude, Corey Graves just like deserves Byron Saxton's spot.
Yeah, really. Right? Sax.
Because Vince McMahon is high on Byron Saxton.
What? Why?
This is what I mean with it's going to take Vince croaking for things to get better. And I don't even want to have to go there and say it, but that's what it's going to take. But I'm just going to leave my last commentary note for this match because I don't want to disrespect the performers in this match, even if Cena's in this match. But Owens did get disrespected by Cole once, and then I don't know if he smacked him, but he threatened to smack him. And then he went over to commentary. He's like, that's a warning. He's like, you do that one more time. He's like, you disrespect me one more time. He's like, I am going to actually take you out, Cole. So basically to say he made Byron and Cole his bitches on commentary.
That's not a bad thing, I guess.
No, but Cesaro is the man that's going to face Cena. And this was a great match.
Yep.
Even with Cena trying to pull out the destroyer spot, and, look all cool and
Hey, look, I can move.
hey, look, I can put on good matches with independent guys. It was the Yoshi Tonic, and it was. I mean, this time at least he didn't botch it this time. I mean, and they have made a couple times where it looks like Cena was going to get beat and these things, and tonight was one of them. I mean, not Tyson Kidd, Cesaro now using the sharpshooter in respect to his buddy Tyson Kidd who got injured. Samoa Joe, Muscle Buster, even though they're saying it wasn't really Joe, like injured him, it was a fluke. I mean, the WWE's just had a bunch of injuries lately, and they're calling them all flukes. To a degree, a couple of them can be flukes, but this is just starting to become an epidemic, even though it's not like the same injury, but injuries are becoming an epidemic in WWE. But that's not the point. This match was absolutely spectacular. I usually don't like the springboard center spot, but tonight it was well done. With Cena getting slingshotted onto the ropes by Cesaro because Cena wouldn't go through the swing, so Cesaro, plan B, pulled an audible, slingshot, and springboard stunner. I also enjoyed him landing on his feet from the AA, and then him hitting his avalanche his avalanche deadlift suplex from the middle rope while Cena's taking at the bottom rope, and he swings him all the way in the ring and suplexes him. I mean, Cesaro absolutely showed out in this match, and I loved it. Like, Cena and Cesaro have a couple matches before, and they were both awesome, but in all honesty, I don't think this is going to take Cesaro anywhere. I mean, like, Cesaro, this is just his one chance to be in the U.S. Open Challenge, and let's get real. Vince McMahon has not been booking Raw the past 2 weeks because apparently he's been helping with Tough Enough. So Triple H this week and last week was, I'm guessing, basically, because we all know Vince is going to have hands on his show no matter if he's in or not, so it would probably let Triple H with strict guidelines on what to do. So I'm guessing he's probably just told you can book the Cena Owens thing, just whatever. This is probably my guess because Cesaro normally would not go out there for these situations. I mean, a couple weeks ago I was at SmackDown when I was in the parking lot. Vince didn't show up for that, and Triple H pulled in. And he basically, I mean, we've seen Owens and Cesaro. I mean, it just seems like, you know, because we've seen Cesaro in NXT too, putting on these great matches. It just seems like whenever, like, I guess Triple H is very high on Cesaro, and it feels like a Triple H type influence thing because Vince, at one point, I guess they said, like, Vince was high on Cesaro, like, because, like, I remember hearing conflicting reports. 1 week he's high on him, 1 week he's not. And I guess, I think I even recall him saying it in the podcast. I am, I'm not. He's like, it's like inconsistency. And it just aggravates him because the man is so talented and he deserves 10 times more.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, but I've said enough, Matt. What did you think about this?
This is a pretty good match on both parts, you know. Cena, lately, he's had a lot of great matches, I'll admit it. And I guess he is improving, I guess, if that's the word, because Cena's been in for so long. But, you know, this is another great match. Yeah, it was kind of cool seeing Owens on commentary. I don't think it was as good as the one I praised a few weeks ago on NXT, but, you know, it's still good.
Or this past week.
Huh?
I said, or this past week. That was amazing, dude.
Yeah. So, but, I mean, I guess tonight, yeah, they did, like, Owens and Cena didn't have a back and forth promo really that much. Like, they had the match, and then it led on to what happened after, and Gordon will get to that, but, yeah, it was pretty cool what they did with them this week. So, yeah, I like the match. I like how it ended. Usually I don't like how it ended, but it made perfect sense, and, yeah, Gordon can get into that.
All right, so what happens here next is Cena is put in another sharpshooter by Cesaro. And then as it seems that Cena's going to tap, you know, because commentary says at this point, like, you know, like, it's us hardcore fans who are going to say this. We all know Cena's not going to smack his hand on that mat. We all know that. Neither will he pass out from that either. So I guess, like, if you could look at it from a casual fan's, like, standpoint, commentary is going to sell it to the bitter end to make it seem like Cena was going to tap out. Just like commentary sold it to the bitter end to make it seem like Neville was going to kick out of, not Neville, Cena wasn't kicking out of the Red Arrow when Neville nearly beat him, and then Rusev ruined that. They basically wanted to make it seem like each person had John Cena beat. And Owens comes in there, hits Cesaro, pop-up powerbomb Cesaro, pop-up powerbomb Cena, and stands tall. This had to be segment/match of the night.
Yeah, and Owen said, he's like, you're not going to, what did he say? He said, I'm going to be the one to beat Cena for the U.S. title. So it's almost like thinking, okay, now because how Owen said during the match, like, you know, when Cena kicked out the neutralizer, he was saying, oh, I know exactly how Cesaro feels. You hit all your best, and he just kicks out. But the thing that I did is I capitalized. Let's see if Cesaro does it. So then he got him in the sharpshooter. He's capitalizing, so in a way it's like kind of, all right, let me break this up because I'm the one that's going to take the title, not you, pretty much. So they were going around the fact, like the Neville match, that, yeah, Cena might have lost, even though they didn't. I think they put him in submission for people to know, yeah, he was going to kick out, but, you know, we're still going to act like that in a way. Because if they're going to do the whole pin thing, it's going to make Cena there. To WWE, accordingly, it'd be thinking,
it's going to make Cena look vulnerable.
Yeah, it's like we've done that twice already. We can't do that all the time, so let's make it look like he's going to tap out. But, you know, our fans are smart enough to know Cena does not tap, so it's a win-win pretty much. Not really, but, you know, for their eyes it is.
Well, even for the casual viewer, I can say this. If commentary sells it, well, I'm like, oh my God, Cena's in it. Cesaro's sitting on it. Cena's going to tap. Cena's going to tap. Cena's going to tap. People will buy it.
Yeah.
Now, for us who watch the product religiously at this point, it's just get the fuck out of here. See does not happen.
Yeah, no way.
And if he does, the internet wrestling community all over the world shits itself.
You'll get a almost not as big as a streak ending, but you'll get a lot of shocked expressions after that.
There'll be a Cesaro guy that like that black guy at WrestleMania. The huh? There's gonna be
Yeah,
a new meme for someone like that.
yeah.
All right, so anything else you got to say about this segment, Matt, or this match?
Oh, what's up?
Anything else you got to say about this match?
Not really. Great match. I enjoyed it, and yeah, Owens kicked ass as usual.
All right, dude. Up next we get what happens after this match. Oh, so apparently the result of that actually was Cena winning by DQ because Owens attacked uh Cena verse.
Yeah.
Okay, so next was a Bray Wyatt promo. Nothing much really here. He just recaps what he's been saying to Roman Reigns this entire time. I'm the yin to your yang. What do you call it? You stole from me. It was basically a shortened version of what he said 2 weeks ago to start this feud. I mean, it was average from Wyatt at best. I mean, I honestly do like Bray Wyatt's promos, like when they're brand new and we haven't heard them before, but like when he just starts revamping what we've already heard, then it just feels like, okay, I don't want to say same old Wyatt promo, but same old Wyatt promo.
Yeah.
I mean, but it is what it is. I mean, they can't get Bray to say something every week when there's not much of a story to what they're doing with him, but, you know,
Yeah.
it is what it is. And he didn't even go to the daughter thing tonight.
Well, I guess. I mean, they have 3 weeks left. They still have enough time to kind of do that. So.
Yes, but this is what Raws are for. Why would you not build on a daughter thing and just sit here and cut a promo about Roman in general? Like, why are you not advancing the story in an interesting fashion? You had me going for the first 2 weeks. Tonight, I'm not going to say you took a major step back because of the end of the show and what we got, but you did take a step back.
Well, yeah. What they did good. I mean, tonight was more about the action instead of like, I mean, like physical instead of verbal, pretty much.
I guess. I mean, it was a mixed bag, but I guess you could really agree with you on that one.
Yeah.
All right, so up next we got the Lucha Dragons versus and the Primetime Players versus Bo Dallas, who wants to join the New Day, and speak of the New Day, the New Day. So, Matt, did you like anything about this match?
Um. Well, I didn't actually see this one live, but when I did see when I went back and watched it, I actually did think this was a pretty good match. Not the best, but it was a highlight, I guess you can say.
It was good for what a Raw can give us.
Pretty much.
I would have to agree with that. I mean, I'd have preferred the Lucha Dragons getting the pin over the New Day, but I guess because we're getting the New Day and Primetime Players rematch, it was perfect for Titus to pin Kofi Kingston.
Well, I mean, what they could have done was had the Lucha Dragons, one of them pin Bo Dallas, but
They could have, but they're focusing on the story now that one of them, what we got, the Primetime Players of the New Day have to get the winning. This has to fall over one another. And I guess Bo Dallas, after Battleground, will probably be a part of the New Day because he's probably going to help the New Day probably get the titles back. I'm calling New Day to get the titles back over the Primetime Players because of Bo Dallas interference. That's a spoiler for preview predictions, which is a couple weeks from now, but who's going to remember that, me saying that? And who's going to actually remember that as a relevant thing that I'm going to have to say?
you might not even remember it. It might change.
Let's see what happens in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
That's just early. That's my right now prediction. Okay, so I was going to say, what do we have next? But I have the notes in front of me here. Oh, yeah, I didn't even say how the match ended. The match ended with Titus O'Neil hitting the, what do you call it? I forgot what this move was called. It's basically like a two-handed double sit-out choke slam. Oh, it's called the Sky High. Titus calls it the Sky High. It's basically the Sky High, and Titus actually knows how to actually pin out of this move now, which used to be his finisher, but I guess he's going back to it because he's been using the pump handle slam lately, the pump handle power slam. But he's actually been sitting into the pin now instead of standing up, getting out of the pin, and laying back into it.
Yeah.
It's like when Seth Rollins powerbombed John Cena at Royal Rumble this past year. Cena left his no, what do you call it? Not Cena. When Cena powerbombed Rollins, Rollins left his legs hanging in the air for the sit out, and Cena got off, stood back up, and went into a regular cover.
Yeah.
That looked awkward as hell. But up next, we got Dolph Ziggler and Lana. And Matt, I know you popped for this.
This is where I tuned in and watched the show forward. And honestly, I couldn't have picked the worst time, but that's whatever.
Matt, we know you're hiding that shirt in your closet. Don't hate on Ziggler. All right. So Ziggler and Lana basically come out, and Lana says, it looks like we're finally getting a little more backstory on Lana and how she feels about Dolph, because she's basically saying she was taught how to feel about Americans. She was taught how to speak. She was taught how to do all this stuff, and it basically, I bet you could basically say Rusev brainwashed the girl. And then she says she met Dolph, and her whole perspective changed on things. And then Dolph basically says they've become a little more than friends. Rusev comes out with Summer Rae, and Rusev basically tells Lana that he's gotten over her now. And he basically uses Summer as, I guess you could say, a ploy to say, I've got something better than you now. And Summer goes on to say, she basically goes on to tell Lana's always been a gold digger. And then we get to see Lana and Summer Rae go at it and just have a cat fight. Nothing special here, just their basic roll around, yank hair, slap in the face, punch in the face type women's fight where they brawl. So Rusev pulls her out of the ring from here. I would like to actually see Lana step into the ring with Summer Rae. That would actually be a good first interesting test for Lana, and a good first test for my one good eye that I can see out of to see what Lana would wear for wrestling gear. Now, I know I speak to many men around the world when we all can speak in a giant circle of agreements for that.
Yes.
If agreements is even a word. So, agreement. Wow, slow moment there for me. Never mind. And I guess you can take away from this, Ziggler also did call Lana and this his girlfriend and asked Rusev how he felt about that, and he kept on saying his girlfriend, and Rusev kept getting madder and madder, and that's what that led to that. And then this is where I'll actually stand up for Rusev here. Rusev, you can't help but feel bad for the man when he sits here and says, oh, dog, like he says, you know what, he's like, Rusev, if you don't get out of my face, he's like, I see you have one good leg, I'll do something about that other one there. Come on, dude. Really now? You're going to bully a one-legged man? I mean, you're trying to impress Lana by beating up Rusev, and Rusev's on one leg. At some point, this woman has to grow a heart and actually feel like there's some sympathy for Rusev for sitting here and getting beat up on one leg like that.
Come on. This whole promo just irritated me, but it's relatable in a way because this has happened to people. I mean, it happens all the time. And I'm sure that it'll happen, kind of. I mean, even though, yes, I know it's a show, that I'm just saying kayfabe-wise, it's like, she quit for No Way Out, or not No Way Out, was it Payback?
Yeah.
Yeah, and Gordon here called up. Why did I say No Way Out? I have no idea. My bad. Gordon actually called that member, but so it's like, that's kind of her fault there, even though he might have quit, but still. And then, I don't know. Yeah, I guess she is pretty much a gold digger. I mean, look, if anything, Rusev is the face in this. It's hard to look at it that way, but really, what did he do wrong?
He got emotionally frustrated because it was a match that he obviously wanted to win. He wanted to win his title back. And like any man, when you sit here and you're with a woman after a match or with anybody, you blow off steam, and Lana was in the aim of fire at the wrong time, so you just let Rusev get a space.
Yeah. Another thing is when she just a little quick tiny rant, I guess that's what the kids like to call him. When she's like, "Oh, I found a real man now." Okay, come on, really think about that. If you're a real man, Rusev compared to Ziggler, it's easy to tell who the real man is. Just saying.
Okay, I'm not gonna go there with you. You, I guess the best way to put this is Rusev is the one who comes off of this looking the most, why is this happening? Like, what's going on? Like, come on. Like, why is
Yeah.
Ziggler doing this? And then Lana beats up Summer.
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. I
When
just
do you
don't.
think Ziggler and Rusev will have a match? Or
Huh?
if they will? You think Ziggler and Rusev will have a match?
If Rusev's healed by SummerSlam, this is gonna happen. I mean, like, I'm pretty sure this would happen at Battleground, but Rusev's not healed, obviously, and I guess that's what it is.
Who do you want to win the match?
Honestly, I, okay. I'm gonna save this conversation so I can save myself and actually get a chance to think here and not make an embarrassment of myself. So when we do preview predictions, I can do this. I'll save this one for preview predictions. I'm sorry, Matt, but that's the way it has to be.
No, it's all good. I understand. But I think we all know who I want to win, if it's not obvious enough.
Ziggler.
Oh, God, shut up.
So next up, we get Neville versus Sheamus, and this was okay. I mean, I didn't see much wrong to it. It just felt average. It just felt babyface gets offense in, heel takes advantage, gets control for a little while, and then babyface fires back, gets offense in back, and then it just was the escalated back and forth between the heel and face, and it seems like as of recent, like not as of recent, but since Neville's been called up to the main roster, it seems like whenever he loses matches, they make it seem like he made a rookie mistake, and they're playing it off as Neville's this rookie when he's really not. I mean, but they're making him seem like this rookie for the main roster. Like, okay, he moves out of the way, Sheamus says bro kick, went for something else, missed that, and then got bro kicked. So like the wrong timing, the wrong maneuvering led to his demise.
Yeah.
I mean, but I mean, I had no problem with this, but there obviously were people in the crowd chanting boring.
Yeah, it wasn't that. I thought it was an entertaining match. I guess it would have been kind of cool if Neville went over, because Sheamus, I mean, he has money in the bank, so a loss would not hurt him, really, so. But in a way, they did cover it up. It wasn't like, oh, Neville got destroyed. It was just like a rookie mistake, pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you can say as a rookie, I mean, his character, they brought him up to be as pretty much a rookie, if you think about it.
Yeah, but this man also was a champion, which makes me just think, okay, he was the longest reigning NXT champion, so he should have some sort of veteran experience of how to win matches that are of the regularity and that are pretty big.
Well, yeah, I mean, in a way, but that's almost like they look at it like it's the minor leagues, and now you're in pretty much the big things, so it's a bit different. I mean, it's pretty much what happens if for every sport that real pretty much it's like, yeah, you're good down there, but let's see how good you are up here, and it does change. So I think they're handling it pretty well.
I guess you want to look at it from a Vince McMahon perspective. I guess that's the way you could look at it, and I guess that's the way if you want to.
I think that's how WWE's like putting it out there as.
I, I, I could actually agree with that. I could go along with that. I could buy that. I guess that works. But
I mean, I'd like Neville to be a bit bigger because I mean he was the top guy, so but it seems like they're. I mean, look at Owens. Let's say, compare how they're treating him to Neville, pretty much.
they gave him a practical, like they gave him the biggest feud they gave any NXT guy coming up.
Pretty much. And I ain't complaining one bit about the guys. I'm just saying. I mean, Neville, this dude was like when I watched this guy, I did not think of just a young guy who has just. I mean, just good matches and that's all. It's like, man, this guy was. He was the top guy for a while. Like when I
And see,
watched
that's the problem.
NXT, he was the guy.
That's the problem. WWE doesn't look at Neville as this guy who can, hold a good story together, like Owens is doing with Cena. They look at him as this guy who can just put on a bunch of convoluted, flippy shit, pop the fans, and then put on a good match and get out.
Yeah.
Whereas Kevin Owens, Vince sees, and then the rest of WWE, a storytelling ability in this guy like no other, and put him with their top babyface storyteller, John Cena.
Yeah.
I mean, to a degree, if you want to put Owens in that story with Cena, I see where you're coming from, but you can't give Neville anything that sparks interest within him. I mean, if I hadn't seen NXT and I was like the smarky guy I am now, and I've just heard a lot about this guy, I mean, because it's like in NXT, I'm not gonna say he like you do different moves every single week, but we've seen some different things in Neville's offense. Like I understand like a reverse Rana would not be something you'd see on a regular episode of Raw or something like that. But I mean like anything like if we can change the moveset a tiny bit because he has the versatility to do it. I mean, it's just that kind of thing where it's like, oh, he comes out here, does a bunch of flips, does a bunch of kicks, does a bunch of he just poses, does a bunch of standing moonsaults and all that crap. Does a springboard moonsault outside the ring on somebody, red arrow, and then we cheer and then we move on. That's what it's practically been. I mean, he's had one story with Bo Dallas that he did. Like, it just went. It was a one and done. That was it.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been near King of the Ring, and other than that, there hasn't been much story-wise. And I honestly believe we've seen that this man can hold a story together as NXT champion and fighting for the NXT championship. He held multiple stories together,
Yeah.
and they were all entertaining. I mean, I'm not even going to get into this. But next up, we get King Barrett versus Jack Swagger, which is basically the one thing that made me aggravated the most tonight. Why are we doing this? I mean, you want to build Barrett back up after making him lose to R-Truth so many times? What's the point? Jack Swagger hasn't been on TV nearly enough or hasn't done anything relevant enough. If this is last year and you made King of the Ring and Barrett was trying to establish himself by beating Jack Swagger, who was hot at the time, feuding with Rusev, and he was over, then yeah, do that. But this, no.
Yeah.
So I guess that's what I can basically say about that. I mean, there was nothing much to this. Barrett wins with the bullhammer, and that's about it.
Yeah. It's just a quick little match, pretty much. We were kind of like saying, why is this happening? This is why, we were complaining a little bit. Like I was saying, this is kind of tough. These are the type of matches that are one of the things that make me don't want to watch Raw because there's like those matches that just why is this happening? But by the time we were done, like kind of complaining a little bit, the match was over. So
I understand, dude. I really do, and I ask you sometimes you want to watch Raw or review with me, and these are the things that just make you go, I don't even know, dude. Like it's just why are they doing certain things like this?
It's tough. It really is. Like to be honest, I'd rather go back and laugh and watch one of. Well, maybe not that far. Actually, I don't know. Like a Nitro 2000, like if you watch those are absolutely hilarious. But some of this stuff is just not. It's not even funny how bad it can get, kind of. And it's not that it's totally bad because they do have their moments. Like I mean, like earlier with the Owen Cena, the tag match was good. I like the NXT stuff. I mean, the guys are going up, and I guess. Like how we were saying now, it's like, hey, at least they're not totally like burying them at all. They're just like, if he loses a match, they kind of, I guess you could say they protect him in a way. So it's like, hey, that's fine. But I don't know, just some stuff. It's really tough for me to watch sometimes.
Yeah, I understand, dude. But let's move on from this and get to our main event, which is the no disqualification tag match between Kane and Seth Rollins and Roman and Dean. And Roman Reigns on his way out, this is worth noting, I guess, practically gets no reaction on his way out. And if you don't take my word for it, a guy who's like doesn't really hate Roman Reigns at all. I mean, he just doesn't have, he's not that high on him, but he doesn't like crap on him like the rest of the internet. Matt, you can take my side on this. Did Roman get much of a reaction on his way out?
Not really. And yeah, like I said, I don't hate the guy. Do I like him? No, not really. Like, I mean, I'll give him credit for some stuff because he has had, he's had his moments, he's had his good moments, he's also had his bad ones. So I'm definitely in the middle, I guess. But yeah, Gordon's pretty much right on this one.
All right, so Roman got no reaction. I mean, like, the reactions for the main event really didn't get anything. If you want me to be completely honest, Seth didn't get much of a reaction either, like Seth and Kane. Dean was the only one who got a bit of a reaction. Like, it was a good pop, but not your average Dean Ambrose size pop.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that was that, and uh, that was basically it. So for this match, the one pet peeve I have with WWE is if your match is a no disqualification, why am I standing on the apron? Do you have to throw the tagline, no pun intended, tornado tag in there for me to actually get in the ring and go fight the other person on the other side of the corner? But if we really need to get down to the nitty gritty of this, the Authority goes down to win this match because of Bray Wyatt interference. And another thing, with the Wyatt interference, I want to know, why do the referees try and get Wyatt out of there if it's no disqualification?
Yeah.
Like, that made absolutely no sense to me.
Yeah, that and when like it seemed like they were walking him out almost. I don't know. I think Wyatt should have like the lights should have went out like he does. Like his song played or not his song, but the little like dumb kind of. I guess that actually did sound like the Undertaker, but it's like the little like noise thing he has kind of. Instead of like it almost looks like like the referees walking him out. I don't know. That just looks really awkward to me.
Wyatt doesn't look like a man who would just let referees walk him out.
Like him, like it doesn't fit. Like he's a guy who does whatever he wants, pretty much.
Like, I agree with you. The light should have just went back out, and then he should have just started humming I'm a Little Teapot. He'd go like, and then that's when he gets caught by Kane and Rollins.
Yeah, like taunting about his daughter, maybe saying a line or something, just like yelling at him, kind of.
I mean, I obviously would have thought, like, if the lights went out and then the lights came back on and Roman was left with a picture in his hand of Bray Wyatt with his daughter or something like that, that would have been sweet.
Yeah.
And then Roman gets word, and that's where the Authority catch him, and that's where he loses. But no,
Yeah.
they pinned Dean in this one because Dean got, pedigreed, and then he got hit with the chokeslam and everything after trying to fight back, but it didn't work.
Yeah.
And then that's where they went on to brawl for the rest of that segment. And Roman almost beat up the entire Authority until they basically did the same beatdown minus the chair shot to the knee that they did on Brock Lesnar last week.
Yeah.
And then Wyatt comes back out and hits a vicious Sister Abigail on Bray Wyatt and on Bray Wyatt on Roman Reigns. So, I mean, oh, go ahead.
Yeah, that's really caught me. Like, there's been some big ones, but I don't know, this one was like vicious, pretty much. Like, Raven sold it well, I guess you could say, and Wyatt just hit it like perfectly, pretty much.
I mean, dude, I as like other people, I'm very, very passionate about the work that Bray Wyatt does, and this to me was just something that made me aggravated after just thinking about like the dude's main eventing Raw, but Wyatt, he's gonna lose to Roman Reigns. Oh my god. Yeah. Dude, I just want to sit here and scream after seeing things like this because he does so well, and then they just use him as a pawn in their game that put Roman over.
Like, they're putting a lot of time into this feud, you can tell, but it's going to have a terrible payoff. I'm not saying because Reigns is going over fully, but because it's going to just happen at end. If you look at, just feuds in the past that get, like, they bring you into, like, Matt and Jeff, kind of how they brought their real lives into it, kind of. Matt won a match, and then Jeff won a match, or, like, just, like, Rey Mysterio's feuds, how it got, like, and all that with Eddie. It's, like, they always gave, like, they went back and forth a little bit. And they had multiple matches. It's this one. It's like they're gonna have one match. Wyatt, like if anything, Wyatt should win the first few, and then if they want to, end it with Reigns, I guess, and then with him and his daughter. He finally gets his daughter back. Or look at oh my God, of course, Sandman and Raven of ECW, classic feud. Like the same thing. They brought his kid into it, and it was great. It's like they're just gonna build up this feud, make Wyatt look like a threat, which he is, and have him just lose. And then what's he gonna do with SummerSlam? It's like, oh God, you lost another feud. You brought his family, you made it real personal, and you just lost.
You want another thing? I'm gonna try and go over this quick. It's not like Bray Wyatt's lost a lot of feuds. I mean, like look at everything he's done. He came in, he beat Kane. He had a feud with Daniel Bryan and CM Punk. Nothing really like came of that. Like the main focus was Daniel Bryan, but he never really like had a one-on-one with CM Punk. But he went over Bryan. Then Cena happens. He loses to Cena a couple of times, and that's where he really goes downhill. Tries to revive himself with Jericho. Jericho beats him at Battleground. No one's gonna remember that because Wyatt won at SummerSlam with absolutely no help from the Wyatt family at all. And then from there, Cena beats him. I'm not gonna say Cena beats him up again. Yeah, Cena did beat him up again. But then
Yeah.
after that, it's just Wyatt does nothing. Wyatt does nothing. Wyatt feuds with Ambrose. It really didn't feel like they did much at all. They had a couple of matches where it just led to Dean Ambrose being a spot monkey and Bray Wyatt capitalizing because of a disqualification finish that had him win. And then he beat Dean Ambrose in an ambulance match, and then he beat Dean Ambrose in the main event of TLC with one of the stupidest monitor blowout finishes you'll ever see. Literally. Stupid. You go away and watch how stupid that was. Then in the ambulance match that Wyatt closed out the feud with, went to go feud with Undertaker, and then as I said in the past, the match had never happened, or Wyatt should have went over because that just makes Wyatt look weaker by losing to Undertaker. And then he goes on a feud with Ryback, and Ryback gets a championship out of it, and Wyatt gets nothing. And then he goes on, and he's going to get beat by Roman Reigns. That is going to be, after Battleground, the career path of Bray Wyatt, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. I got that done in at least 30 seconds or less. It just aggravates the living me that happens to Wyatt. I mean, any concluding thoughts on this, Matt?
It was a fun last match. It was kind of cool watching, the B-Town, but in a way, it wasn't too big. I mean, they were kind of doing what they did to Lesnar, so I guess they're just dominating people, it looks like. So probably next week they're going to do it to Dean, I guarantee, because, Lesnar took out Reigns, took out Dean, and, yeah, that's for just building to the Lesnar match, pretty much. And I guess they're doing all right at it. It's kind of Braun's feud once he beat, even though the match, in my opinion, sucked, Braun's definitely on his own, and all of a sudden starts like, hey, and all of a sudden he's just back with the group, pretty much. It's like so soon, and yeah, I get it. He's fighting Lesnar, but it's weird this time around.
We've gotten into that, and I'm never going to jump any further. I have no concluding thoughts, and I guess it's going to probably do it for this Raw review. Matt, you have any you have anything you want to shout out?
Yeah, just subscribe to my YouTube channel at Matt Jarrah Show, and you can follow me on Twitter at MattWCW, and yeah, that's it. Thanks for having me, guys, and yeah.
All right, you guys know the deal. GMaster90TWF on Twitter. You can subscribe to the YouTube channel, like, and comment. You can also follow me on Wrestling Amino, Gordon Maston. I will be posting up there more. It's just when you don't get the time to do much, it's kind of hard to have a life on Twitter and have a life on Wrestling Amino and all that stuff. So, I mean, I'll be up there more. Go subscribe to this channel if you like what you see, because we've been getting a lot more viewership on these Raw reviews. So it would be nice to see that subscribe button hit a lot more. So thank you for watching. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe for more of that reviewing and wrestle talk type goodness on my channel. And Matt, any closing words?
Not really.
All right. With that said,
Actually, one last thing. So yeah, I'm sorry once I've been gone a lot lately. So yes, we are still planning on doing Wrestle Talk, right, Gordon?
yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, we missed a couple of those.
Yeah, that's been very busy stuff lately. Okay, so you guys know the deal. Camera goes off, outro goes out. So thank you for watching. See ya!